What is up, YouTube? Today we have yet another top 10 DPS characters, but today we're going to be looking at what a non-Eidolon team looks like, especially with the signature icon for the 4.5 patch. Now, very significant changes in this patch is the fact that we are going to be getting Aventurine Wayflare and Robin Samarato, who Robin I genuinely believe is one of the best, if not the best, supporting character in the game. So honorable mentions, coming in at an honorable mention is actually going to be Casterus. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Casterus is really good, why would she be here? Well, I genuinely believe that Robin actually kicks Casterus or Cyrene out, really depending on who you want to, kick out or have in a remembrance team. I will cover that. But I definitely think between DPS-wise Casterus and her other remembrance DPS sister, Evernight, Casterus is definitely the character that I definitely believe is the one that would be kicked out. Another honorable mention is going to be Aglaya. Now I definitely think that with the release of somebody like the character of Robin Samarato, Aglaya is definitely going to see a much significant increase in terms of overall DPS capabilities, just simply because of the fact of what Robin is going to be able to do. And finally, the other character who is going to be an honorable mention, who quite frankly I think just missed out, is going to be Gilgamesh. And Gilgamesh, I've already talked about him. I think he's absolutely phenomenal as a free-to-play character. He definitely is a character who needs to have Saber, but even without Saber, like, his ultimate does stupid amounts of damage. So that was what I think is the honorable mentions. Now moving into the top 10 characters, and number 10, it is going to still be Finon. Finon has fallen tremendously from when he was released 1 year ago. I know a lot of people like to harp on the fact that HP inflation is still ridiculous. We got to keep in mind, Finon team consisting of, like, typically right now in 4.4, a Finon team consisting of Saridra, Donhong PT, and Sunday is still extremely good, being able to provide attack increase, crit damage increase, and being able to use his skill multiple times, especially bringing down the meteors. He's still an exceptionally strong character. Now, number 8 is going to be Ash Vale. Ash Vale, I think, is really cool. I personally don't have him on my account just because the follow-up attack team in my eyes has really kind of just not been the same, because it's not focused on the wifeys. It's just the husbandos, which if you're into that, you're into that, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But Asheville is a very strong character, lots of damage. The damage multipliers are the highest in terms of follow attack characters currently in 4.4. That is very important to say. And it definitely brought back the archetype of the entirety of the follow-up attack team. So in that sense, he is definitely going to be slotting in here. Next is going to be Evernight. And Evernight, like I said, in conjunction with Casterus, Evernight is a phenomenal character, her and Evie. Even if you don't have duplicates into her, having her light cone is obviously very good, increasing her overall DPS numbers. But the fact that she's able to further increase her crit damage, I think is just really, really, really strong. And the only negative side about Evernight in conjunction with Casterus is survivability wise, because of the fact that Netherwing with Casterus is able to provide healing. So not only do you get a DPS character, but you also get some aspect of healing, where Evernight you really don't get that similar part of it. Obviously the DPS numbers are a little bit better, but Evernight is still a phenomenal character. Next is going to actually be Archer, and this is really interesting having Archer here, but with the introduction of Rin, Archer is actually really good now. It's funny, we have two free-to-play characters up here, both of which I think are good in their own respective. Obviously one is better than the other, Archer, you know, obviously being better than Gilgamesh, but even before, his team was very free-to-play friendly. Now with the introduction of Rin, a character you need to pull for, his DPS numbers skyrocket and he becomes such a much better character. So we got 10, 9, 8, 7, and we got one more for 6, and that is going to be Rin. I definitely think Rin is a great character. I currently don't have her. I don't think I will actually plan to pull for her just because I don't play the Archer team that much. But Rin, DPS number wise, she is phenomenal. She is great. You pair her up with Archer and that team just annihilates and decimates through enemies. Obviously having the quantum buff, being able to have that inherent 10% defense ignore is very good. Quantum wise, like, you know, you talk about somebody who was playing in 1.0 with Sealy, having that quantum core with her, with and then when Silverwolf came out, Fu Xuan, all of that fun stuff, quantum was the pinnacle. So this allows people to have that pseudo quantum feel back in the game, having a very strong team and being able to do all that stupid ridiculous damage. Now, again, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5. Oh, whoops. I missed a character. Huh. Rin is the 5th. I missed Firefly. I'm kind of silly on that. Firefly is really good. The break team was not very good for the longest time. Then it got really good with her Nova Flare, and then it got even better with the addition of the Dahlia. Now, the downside with this team is toughness is starting to get increased as well. If that wasn't the case, honestly, break team will probably be higher up on the DPS list. But the fact that toughness is increasing as well in conjunction with HP makes a break team less significant. Now, obviously having somebody like the Dahlia helps being able to reduce just toughness in general. But just that overall idea that the toughness is increasing is very much a handicap to any break team just inherently. So that is where I think she slots in. Number 4, because we missed, is going to be Evanescence. Evanescence is, let me actually just go ahead and reveal the top 10 so you actually see what overall the team composition is. This is what I think currently the top 10 is going to be. And we'll just talk about the top 4 characters because we already talked about Rin. But the fact that, as I have said before, that I think people think I'm a little crazy on, but I kind of saw this coming, and I talked about it. One of the first videos that started really blowing up on my channel is that elation is something that they learn from in terms of remembrance. We have 3 DPS characters who are very good. 4 if you want to count Sparksy, who are very strong characters. Yes, obviously DPS inflation or HP inflation is a thing, but the fact that there is some flexibility on the teams in terms of DPS options is phenomenal. Aventurine Wayflare, currently at the version 4 of the 4.5 beta, is the best DPS character in the game, while also providing crit damage for everybody. Is exceptionally good. SW9's, I'm a huge fan of her. I think she is actually better than Himiko Nova because of the fact that they have that little leeway, both of their kits, with an aha instance as well as the assist skill. But I think that team wise, Silverwolf is on the better team in terms of what is better for a player who doesn't spend and who is very free to play. Himiko is the better option in that aspect. But both those characters I think are definitely better than Evanescence. Evanescence is extremely good. I have her as well. I enjoy using her. She's a great DPS character. But I definitely think that in terms of a gap, there isn't really that big of a gap between these 5 characters. Now, if you look at these 5 characters and these 5 characters, there's definitely a gap. Like we can put let's add a row above and just do that. There is, in my opinion, a gap between these 5 characters. These 5 characters, obviously, that takes into account you have the proper team compositions, you have the light cones. But overall, and I'll talk about this in another video about the Elation stuff, but the Elation DPS characters are extremely good. I think they did a very good job with having variety and options. Obviously, you have a linchpin right here with Yao Guang in order to have a proper Elation team. But when it comes to who you prefer as your main DPS, I think they did a great job in making it so that you have options to choose from. That's going to be all from me, guys. Let me know what you think is the top 10 DPS characters in the game, and I'll see you in the next video.